Hello or welcome to the sixth session of Module 4 in Information Theory and Coding. In this section, we are going to study about a standard array and how to form a standard array, how decoding can be done with the help of a standard array. So let us see initially what exactly is a standard array. So till now we have seen how to generate the code word C, right? So if you are given with a particular data D, we will multiply the data with a generator matrix and we are going to obtain the code vector C. So here we know that we are considering all combinations of data in order to obtain the code word. So correspondingly, if the data length is say k, you will obtain 2 power k code words. So all those code words will be written in one as a first row. So we can see here that we have C1, we have C2, we have C3 and we have C power C 2 power k. So corresponding to those k bits, we will get 2 power k different combinations of data, and corresponding to those 2 power k different combinations of data, we have obtained C 2 power k code words, and they are written as the first row of a particular array. Now the first row which is written by considering the valid code word, since these are the valid code words, I can say that these will not have any errors, or I can say it will be a error free code word. But we know that during the transmission the signal may suffer error due to addition of noise in the channel. So now let us consider a particular error pattern, say E2. After considering one particular error pattern, if I add that with C1, I will get only E2, because here I am assuming that C1 is nothing but a code word corresponding to data containing all zeros. So if your data contains all zeros, obviously the code word will also contain all zeros. Therefore, C1 is nothing but combination of all zeros. So if you add E2 to all zeros, again C1 plus E2 is nothing but your E2. That is the reason why we are writing only E2. Otherwise, it is nothing but C1 plus E2. So here we are considering one particular error pattern that might occur, and make sure that the error pattern whatever you have chosen, that is not same as any of the code words present in the first row. For example, if your code word say of length, okay, so assume that your k value is equal to 2, okay, assume that your k value is equal to 2, and if your n value is equal to 4, okay. So randomly I am taking this k and n values. So if k is equal to 2 and n is equal to 4, my C1 would be all zeros, my C2 could be 0 0 1 1, and C3 could be 0 1 0 1, and C4 could be all ones. Okay, so corresponding to 2 power k, we will get 4 different codes, and assume that these are the 4 different codes that we have obtained, and they will form the first row of my standard array. Now I will choose one error pattern. Let that error pattern be 0 0 0 1. Okay, so now you can see that this error pattern whatever we have chosen, E2, is not similar to any of these code words, right? So 0 0 0 1 error pattern will be added to C1. Again we will get 0 0 0 1. That is what I said, C1 plus E2 is nothing but your E2, because C1 is a combination of all zeros. Now for C2 again I add this E2, that is why we are mentioning C2 plus E2. So your code will be C2 plus E2 would be 0 0 1 0. Okay, now you can see that this pattern is not matching with any of these code words. Similarly, go on matching, adding this error pattern to C3. So you will get 0 0 0 1 0 0, right? So this 0 1 0 0 also not present as any of the code word over here. If I add one more error pattern to C4, my code would be 1110. Now you can see that all these are distinct. They are not similar, so all these are distinct. Therefore, for a given error pattern or the chosen error pattern, simply by adding this error pattern to C2, I will obtain this one. By adding this error pattern to this code, I will obtain this one. Similarly, by adding this error pattern to this one, I will obtain this one. Now choose another possible error pattern. Here I cannot choose 0010 because 0010 is already a code word that we have in our standard array. So if I go for 0100, that is also available over here. So I cannot choose 0100 also. Now I can choose 1000. Because 1000 is still not present as one of the code word in my standard array, and that becomes your E3, right? So to this, consider this E3, add it to C2, you will obtain this element. Add this E3 to C3, you will obtain this particular element. Similarly, add this E3 to C2 power k, you are going to obtain this code. In this way, choose a particular error pattern, keep on adding them in order to obtain the corresponding row elements. Okay. Now, how many elements that we should consider in a standard array? So as we know, we have 2 power k code words. Therefore, the column size in standard array is always equal to 2 power k. Okay. So that is my standard array, and here the number of error patterns that you have to choose, you have to make sure that you are not writing the same codes again and again. If n is the length of my code word, at maximum the total possible combination should be 2 power n, right? So if n is the code word length, the maximum possible combinations would be 2 power n. Therefore, in this standard array, I will have 2 power n elements. Okay, I will have 2 power n elements, out of which 2 power k elements will form the row. That means that out of 2 power n elements, you know what is the column size, which is equal to 2 power k. Therefore, the number of rows should be taken in order to match this particular value. That is, total number of rows should be 2 power n, that is total number of elements, minus 2 power k. Or I can say 2 power n minus k. Okay, that is why the error element is represented as E, that is the error 2 power n minus k, and this entire array is called as a standard array. Okay, this is how we will form the standard array. This standard array will be used at the decoding end in order to decode a received data, irrespective of whether it contains any errors or it does not contain any error. So, how to decode that particular data? I'll come to that point. Before that, note down some of the properties over here. We know that each element in the standard array is distinct, and hence columns of the standard arrays are disjoint. So that I told you very clearly, because it depends upon the error pattern that you are choosing. If you choose an error pattern that has not occurred before in your standard array, obviously each element would be distinct. Okay, now in this standard array, assume that you are sending C2, and at the receiving end you will receive some data. If your received data is same as your C2, then you can directly decode it as C2 because it is matching with a valid code word. Now, if your received code word matches with this element, that is C3 plus E2. Okay, assume that the received data matches with this element C3 plus E2. In this case, if the match is found, we will assume that the code which has been sent from the transmitter is nothing but C3, but due to the addition of noise during its transmission, it is coinciding with this particular element C3 plus E2, and the error pattern that has occurred during its transmission is nothing but E2. Okay, that is why we are receiving C3 plus E2. Even though transmitter is sending C3, channel is adding E2, and that is why our received vector is coinciding with this element. Therefore, this element, whatever the received vector we are getting, will be decoded as C3. Okay, similarly, the received vector may even match with C2 plus E2. Even in this case, we will assume that the error pattern in the channel is same as your E2, whatever you have chosen, and therefore you will decode it as C2. Okay, so now we can see that in the previous case received vector was matching with this one, and in this case the received vector is matching with this particular code, right? So in these two code words, the error patterns are same, right? The error patterns are same. Therefore, there is a possibility that you may receive 2 power k, okay, you may receive 2 power k codes starting with E2 up to C2 power k plus E2. Even though you receive any one of these codes, we will always assume that the error pattern is matching with E2, and depending upon with which code your R is matching, corresponding code will be decoding. If it matches with this code, decode it as C3. If it matches with this one, decode it as C2. Okay, that is how we are going to decode a particular received vector. Okay, now if the error pattern caused by the channel coincide with a coset leader, what exactly is a coset leader? So whatever the errors that you have chosen, this particular column elements are called as coset leaders, right? Because we know that if there is a match in any of the element in this particular row, we will assume that this is the error pattern. Similarly, if the received vector matches with any of these elements in this row, we will assume a error pattern of this one. That is why it is called as a leader, or in other words, I can say that I am going to generate all these elements with the help of this particular error pattern. That is why any element in this particular column is called as a coset leader. So if the error pattern caused by the channel coincides with a coset leader, then the received vector is correctly decoded. So the received vector can be correctly decoded. On the other hand, if the error pattern is not a coset leader, then the incorrect decoding will result. So we just mean to say that, okay, if whatever the error pattern you are considering, whether it is E2, E3 or any error pattern up to E2 power n minus k. So if your channel is adding an error pattern that matches with any of the chosen error pattern, then your decoding strategy will work. If the error pattern whatever you have chosen, if it does not work, then if it does not matches with the noise in your channel, then this decoding strategy might give you decoding. Okay, it might give you a wrong decoding. That is what we want to see. Okay, so now we know how to form the standard array and how to choose the errors, that is coset leaders, and how to form the remaining elements of the standard array. At the same time, we know how to decode a particular standard array. Now let us consider an example. Construct the standard array for a 6,3 linear block code whose generator matrix is given below. So as we know, we have to generate our code word as C is equal to D into G. So since D value is equal to 3, you have to consider all the combinations like 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, sorry, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1. By considering all these combinations for data, multiply them with the generator matrix. you are going to get these code vectors. So we will have 8 different combinations, and you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 different code words. So using this one, if I write them as a first row of my standard array, that is the beginning of my standard array. So let me consider C1 as my code word consisting of all zeros. So I will write a code word consisting of all zeros. Then I will take 100,110, 100,110. Similarly, 010,011, 010,011. So 010,011. So in a similar way, we are writing all the 8 code words in my first row. 0000, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so we have written all the valid code words. Since I know that all the first row elements are the standard code words without any errors, I can easily say that their syndrome would be equal to 0 because they does not contain any errors. For the remaining code words, these code words are obtained by considering the error patterns or by adding the error patterns. Therefore, their syndrome value would be non-zero. Okay. Now let me consider one of the error pattern. So this error pattern is not a valid code word. So I am free to choose this error pattern. Now if I add this error pattern to C1, I will get the same error pattern itself as my C1 plus E1. Now if I add this error pattern to this particular code C2, okay, I will obtain C2 plus E2, which is nothing but this code word. Similarly, add the this error pattern to C3, you are going to obtain this one. Similarly, add the error pattern to this code word, right, C4, you are going to obtain this error pattern. So similarly, try to complete the standard array. Now if you consider any of the codes in this particular row, second row, okay, if you consider any of the codes, either E2 or C2 plus E2, C3 plus E2, C4 plus E2, C5, C6, C7 or C8 plus E2. For any of these code words, if you assume that these are your received vectors which contains errors, if you multiply this received vector with H transpose, you are going to get the syndrome value, and the syndrome value would be 110 for any of these code words. So you can see that 110, if you go and check it with the H transpose, you are going to understand in which particular row this particular syndrome is matching, and hence where exactly the error might have occurred. Okay, so that you can verify very easily. Similarly, consider another error pattern, calculate these code vectors, consider all the possible. Here you can see that n value is equal to 6, so you will have 2 power 6 combinations that might be possible. Okay, so 2 power 6 means 8, 16, 32 and 64 combinations, right? So 64 combinations you are supposed to get here. Our k value is equal to 3. That means that valid code word would be 2 power 3, which is equal to 8. Okay. So in order to obtain 64 elements, I should have a 8 cross 8 matrix. So number of columns are already 8. Go with 8 different rows also. So you can see that we are considering 8 different rows. And this is our standard array. Okay, now comparing R with any element over here, you can easily decode the corresponding code word. This is how we will use standard array for decoding a received code vector.